YouTube? This is Reverend Evan Sackett again. Reverend Evan Sackett. I get so sick of saying that. I'm not really sure if I'm going to continue with this church concept. You know, I started the Visual Circle Church all as a concept of extreme freedom, spirituality, a sense of self-awareness, being content with oneself. But I mean, I don't see how those principles would need an entire church to represent them. That sounds a little absurd. But starting to come in contact with several individuals who seem to be in the same mental state I am. There is actually a great history of men who despise women. It goes back, many writers, many intellectuals have always been great despisers of women. I'm not sure what their rationale and their reasoning is behind it, but I think I've got a pretty good idea, and here it is. Women, well, let me rephrase that, attractive women, or women that certain men are attracted to or desire for their looks or their personality or whatever reason, that creates a sense of envy within certain men. And when the men cannot have these women because the women are not interested in them, or they're married, or whatever the reason may be, this creates a sense of anger because the men know they can't have these women. And so that evolves into hatred for the women, mainly because the women make the men feel bad about themselves. They make them feel inferior. And I realized there's actually a whole subculture of men that feel inferior around women. And this complex I possess myself, it's a sense of I can't really describe it, but the best way I can do it is to see, I don't know, women and your friends going on with their lives, getting married, moving into houses, clicking away, texting on their cell phones. You run into these women that maybe you knew from school, and they're just living a really fast-paced life. It almost seems as if they don't even have the time of day to stop and say, fuck you. They're just going on with their life, and they don't even have time to stop and say hi to you. It gives you this sense of feeling like they're just moving on and leaving you standing there. And, you know, these men are feeling sorry for themselves, and they're crying and they're whining over it because, oh, women hate me, oh, I can't get any pussy, the women just despise me. But the whole time, in retrospect, the women are not feeling sorry for the men because they have no interest in them. They are looking down on the men and thinking that they are pathetic. It's just like this show I watched about this guy who was lacking in confidence and couldn't ask women out. So he went to this female counselor who was, you know, giving him advice on how to speak to women. And the whole time I'm thinking, you know, man, that female counselor is just sitting there thinking, what a fucking loser. And she's going to go out that night and go drinking and partying with her perfect friends, and she's going to be making fun of you. She's going to be like, you know, today I had this biggest fucking loser come into my office. He was like, I can't get women because I don't have any confidence. And I'm like, you're such a fucking loser, you worthless deadbeat. And this guy was fucking fat, and he needed to lose like 30 pounds. He was so fucking stupid. I mean, just, what a pathetic loser. I mean, some men are just so stupid. Like that guy, it's no wonder he can't get any fucking women because he's just such a loser, just a deadbeat. You know? And it's this mentality that gets stuck in the minds of these reject men, which I am proudly a member of this group. And, it's, you know, it really can affect you greatly. I don't think that people realize the extent at which it can really bring you down. It can be the source of extreme depression, and it can be the source of suicidal tendencies. No matter how secure your life is, I don't care how good your job is, how much money you make, how much you have. When you are lacking a partner in your life, it is the most unfulfilling, most impure, dissociated feeling you can have. it literally feels like you are just inferior and just undesirable in all sense of the term. Because so many people have a partner, they're married, or they have a girlfriend, or they are maintaining a partner of some kind, and yet you don't have one. You know, I've never had a serious relationship with a woman. You know, nothing to speak of. And, I mean, I'm 26 years old. My whole life, you know, people had always told me, well, you'll find the right one, you'll find the right one. I'm like, just not me. You know, like women would be, you know, like, for instance, if I were to ask a certain girl out, her response would be like, you'll find somebody, that somebody's just not me. So move along, you know. One guy walks up to a girl and tells her she has a nice haircut, he gets a date. I walk up to a girl and tell her she gets a nice haircut, I get turned in for fucking sexual harassment. Go figure. And this is what drove what's-his-face, Chow, or whatever the fuck that guy's name was, to go shoot 30 people at the Tech Center in Virginia, the Virginia Tech Massacre. I heard that it was related to the fact that he tried to ask these girls out and they called the police on him, and he got so angry because he could not get any that it literally drove him insane, because these not getting any was starting to relate back to him feeling inferior, which resulted in him being angered at everyone else because he felt like everyone else had just progressed on with their life and was living happily, and he was just being depressed and all that matter. Of course, the fucker should have shot himself before he shot 30 other people, you know, but still, you know, you can kind of understand what drove him to do that, even if you don't want to try to excuse it, which it's unexcusable behavior any way you look at it. But the bottom line here is, you know, without a partner in life, you can be lacking serious emotional comfort. Because if you have a partner, if nothing else, you know that somebody loves you. And it's not the same kind of love that comes from a mother or a father. Because, I mean, love from a mother or father is almost understood. It's almost a given. Something that, you know, a lot of people don't have, and you're lucky to have it. But, I mean, you feel like, well, they're going to love me anyway. You know, but a person who falls in love with you as a partner loves you because of your personality and loves everything with you. They can love you physically and mentally, not just mentally. And when you're lacking in that, it can, you know, it can lead to pretty emotional situations, because you're seeing these women in life that would have relationships with some men, but they wouldn't have one with you. There's a particular girl that I've had a major crush on for nearly 15 years now, ever since 7th grade. And I recently came back into contact with her, and I thought that maybe, just maybe, I might get that chance to finally ask her out. Of course, come to find out, she's been dating some fucknut for 6 years, some deadbeat loser that works on a farm. What did he fucking do? I mean, Jesus Christ. These fucking, I mean, I just don't understand it, I really don't. Women seem to be more attracted to some certain deadbeats than anything, but I'm not even going to try to begin to understand them. It's just, my response here is go easy on us, ladies. Don't put us down just because we're not as handsome as your wonderful boyfriends. But you know what? Looks don't last. And your beauty that you flaunt around and throw into our faces and tell us that we're never going to get, it's not going to last. Yeah, you might have it till you're, 35, maybe 40, and then it's going to slowly start to melt away. And those dashingly handsome young boyfriends you have, they're not going to stay handsome forever. And looks don't pay the fucking bills. So, you know, maybe in the future when you're coming to me for a loan, maybe I can throw that back in your face. If it works out that way. Which, with my fucking luck, it probably wouldn't.